Hey guys, and welcome back. In this video we shall see how to install Ubuntu 23.04, which is the latest version at the time of making this video, on VMware Workstation Player. If you're not aware of VMware Workstation Player, then I'll just give a brief idea. It is a virtualization software. It allows us to create virtual machines, and these virtual machines can be used to install operating systems. Like, I am having this computer which is running on Windows 11, and this is my host computer. Now on this host computer I can install VMware Workstation Player, and then using that software I can create many virtual machines which can run different operating systems. For example, I can create a virtual machine which runs on Ubuntu. I can create a virtual machine which runs on Mac OS. In the same way, I can create a lot of virtual machines for any kind of work that I need to do. So let's see how to do that. First of all, I'll just open my browser and I will just search for VMware and then just hit enter. And here you can see this option, VMware Workstation Player. I'll just click on it. Now after opening up this link, I can see this option, download for free. And if I just scroll down, you can read from here, run virtual operating systems on one PC. That is what I was trying to explain before. We can have one PC, and on that PC we can have many virtual operating systems. Now, what are the benefits of having virtual machines is out of the scope of this video. If you want to learn about virtual machines, you can Google it out, but I'll just continue with the download process. Now on this page, we can just click here, go to downloads. Alright, now depending upon the operating system, we have to choose the package. So since I am running Windows 11 64-bit, so I'm going to download this one, which is a exe file. So let me just click here, and the download has begun. So I'll just minimize this, and let's open a new tab. Now the second thing that we need to download is Ubuntu operating system. So I'll just search for Ubuntu, or you can just type Ubuntu operating system or Ubuntu download. Now Ubuntu is a Linux distribution which is based on Debian and which is mostly composed of free and open source software. So from here you can just click on Ubuntu PC operating system, and from here you can see it is an open source operating system. It is free to use, it is secure with a built-in firewall and virus protection software, and there are many more features of Ubuntu which you can go through, but I'll just click here on download Ubuntu. Now this is the download page of Ubuntu. Now if you want to download the LTS version of Ubuntu, then you can follow one of my another video where I have showed how to download Ubuntu 22.04, which is the LTS version. LTS stands for long-term support version, and as you can see, the LTS is going to get 5 years of free security, maintenance, updates and support till April 2027. So 5 more years of support is going to be provided to the 22.04 LTS version. But if you just want to download and install the latest version of Ubuntu to have a taste of all the new features which are available with the latest version of Ubuntu, then you can download and install this latest version, which is 23.04. But keep in mind, this is not a LTS version, so it's not going to get long-term support. Rather, this is going to get only 9 months of security and maintenance updates, which is till January 2024. And the recommended system requirements for Ubuntu 23.04 is same as 22.04 LTS version, which is you need to have at least a 2 GHz dual core processor, 4 GB of memory, 25 GB of free hard disk space, and we are going to need internet access, either a DVD drive or a USB port for the installer media. So anyways, I'll just click here on this download button. and you can see the download has begun. So I'll just skip forward to the part where the download of both the softwares as well as the operating system is finished. Now once the download is complete, we can just open the folder where we have downloaded those files. For me, they are in the downloads folder, so I'm just going to open them up. So this is the VMware Workstation player. So I'll just open up the setup. Welcome to the VMware Workstation 17 player. Alright, just next. I accept the terms in the license agreement. Next. Add VMware Workstation console tools into system path. Tick this one. Then if you want to install this enhanced keyboard driver, then you can tick this one, but it's going to require a reboot, which I don't want. So I'll just click on next. Check for product updates on startup. I will just let this one be ticked. Then join the VMware customer experience improvement program. I'll untick this, but it's totally up to you. If you want to join the customer experience improvement program, you can tick mark this one also. Then click on next. Let it create shortcuts for VMware Workstation. So I'll just click on next and then finally install. Then just click on finish and we have this shortcut icon for VMware Workstation. So I'll just open it up, and since I'm going to use it for non-commercial purpose, so I can just use the free version. In case you are going to use VMware for commercial purpose, then you will have to buy license to use VMware Workstation. So I'll just click here for free and then I'll click on continue, then finish. So this is the VMware Workstation player. Now we have to create a new virtual machine. Using that virtual machine, we are going to install Ubuntu. So just click here on create a new virtual machine. Alright, now from here you can click here, you can select this option, I will install the operating system later, and then click on next. Now from here we have to choose the type of the operating system. Since we are going to install Ubuntu, so we have to click here on Linux. Then under version, we can choose this one, Ubuntu 64-bit. Then click on next. Now you have to give a name to your virtual machine. So I will just change this one to Ubuntu 22.03. And then you will have the option to change the location also. The default location is this folder, which is virtual machines, which is under the documents folder. So if you want to change this default folder, you can do that. You can create a new folder anywhere you want, and then you can save your virtual machines in that folder. But for me, to keep the things simple, I'll just let it get saved into the default folder. And also my default folder is in the D drive, so I need not worry about filling up my C drive. So I'll just let it be the same. I'll just click on next. Now it's asking us to specify disk capacity. It's like how much of disk space are you willing to share with your virtual machine. And if I remember correctly, it is recommended to at least allocate 25 GB of memory space to Ubuntu. So instead of 25, I'll allocate 50 GB. This is just to make sure that my virtual operating system has plenty of space to work around. And if you have plenty of space in your hard disk, you can also allocate more than 25 GB of space. It's always a good practice to at least allocate double the minimum requirement of the operating system. But in case you don't have a lot of memory space left in your computer, then at least allocate the minimum required storage, that is 25 GB. And then you can click here on split virtual disk into multiple files, because it is going to make it easier to move the virtual machine to another computer. And also the trade-off is that it's going to reduce the performance. Anyways, this one is a logical option, so I'll just select this one and I'll click on next. Now from here you can see the hardware profile. of your virtual machine, and if you want to change it, we can click here on customize hardware. Like you can see, by default 4 GB of RAM has been allocated and 2 CPU cores have been allocated. I'll just click here on customize hardware, and first of all the tab is on memory, which is the RAM. So I'm going to increase the RAM, and from here you can observe that the recommended minimum memory is 2 GB, so you have to allocate more than 2 GB. And then the maximum recommended memory according to your computer will be shown here. For my computer it is 13.4 GB, and you can see the reason also. Memory swapping may occur beyond this size, so you need to make sure that you do not allocate more than this number which is visible in your computer. Currently it is 4 GB, which is the recommended memory, so I'll just increase it. This is near about 6 GB, or let's make it exact 6 GB, that is 6144 MB. Alright, then click here on processors tab. Here you can see number of processor cores that have been allocated is 2. I'm going to increase this to 4. Now my computer has 6 physical cores and 12 logical cores, and here it is talking about the logical cores. So that's why I can allocate 4 logical cores, since I am having 12 cores in my computer. So out of those 12 I can allocate 4. It is going to enhance the performance of the virtual machine. Then click here on new CD DVD tab, and here we need to click here on use ISO image file. Then click here on browse, and then scroll to the folder where you have downloaded the Ubuntu ISO file. This is the file that I have downloaded, Ubuntu 23.04. Just click on open. Alright, if you want to check the other tabs you can do that as well, but I don't think I have any option here to change. Everything is fine here. I'll just click on close now. Alright, then click on finish, and you can see the new virtual machine that we have created. Now select this virtual machine and then click here on play virtual machine. Now if you have used Ubuntu before, then you will find that the new Ubuntu desktop installer is definitely the star of the show in Ubuntu 23.04, delivering a streamlined and more intuitive user experience, and it is built in Flutter. This one is built in Flutter. Let me just maximize it from here. Now from here we have to choose language, so I'll just click on English and then click here on next. Then we have to click here install Ubuntu. If you just want to try Ubuntu without installing it, you can click here. Otherwise click on this install Ubuntu and then click on next. Now you have to choose the keyboard layout. For me, I can click here on Indian or any other language, but I'll just select this one, English US. It's totally up to you which language you are going to select, and then just click next after you select your language. Then it's asking for a internet connection. Since my host computer is already connected to internet, so I'll just let this one be ticked, that is use wired connection, and I'll just click on next. Now what apps would you like to install? If you select this normal installation, then the web browser, utilities, office software, games and media players are going to be installed along with the installation of the operating system. You can also choose these options: install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware, and also download and install support for additional media formats. I'll just install these also. But if you want the installation to be very fast, then you can untick these two options and click here on minimal installation. Then this installer is going to install only the web browser and the basic utilities which are needed to run the operating system. Otherwise, if you have time and a good internet connection, then you can click here on normal installation and tick mark these two options and then just click on next. We have to click here on erase disk and install Ubuntu. If you want to check out this one, advanced features, you can click here. But here also we have nothing to do, so I'll just click on cancel and we can just click on next. So these two partitions will be created, SDA1, SDA2. Just click on install. And now you have to select the time zone. So depending on the time zone of your country, you will have to select the time zone. Since in India we have only one time zone, so no matter where I click, it's going to select the same time zone, that is Asia/Kolkata. But it might differ for your country, so make sure to select the correct time zone and then just click on next. Alright, now on this page we have to give a name to our computer as well as the username. So I'll just write my name here. This one is for the computer's name, so I'll just make it T3. We have to select a username, so I'll just make it Tanzil. Alright, then I have to enter a password. Retype the password. Alright, so if you want your operating system to be locked by default and it should require your password to log in, you can select this one. Otherwise, if you don't want password to be required to log in into your computer, then you can just make it off like this. Otherwise, keep it on and then just click on next. Now we have two options here also. We have the light theme as well as the dark theme. I'm going to select the dark theme and I'll just click on next and the installation has begun. So this new version of Ubuntu comes with a lot of new features that we need to talk about and explore. So I'm going to talk about these features in a new video. So make sure you follow and subscribe to my channel so that you get the notification when I upload the video. Now once the installation is complete, you are going to get a prompt like this. Ubuntu 23.04 is installed and ready to use. Now you can continue testing Ubuntu right now, but until you restart the computer, any changes you make or documents you save will not be preserved, which means if you click here on continue testing, then the live version of Ubuntu will keep running. So if you want to test Ubuntu, then you can click here. Otherwise, just click on restart now so that you can complete the installation process. Now it says please remove the installation medium, then press enter. So just press enter. Then after that we just have to click on the user that we have created and then just enter the password. And if you have used Ubuntu before also, then you can observe that the login and the lock screens now use a larger user avatar and wider password entry box. And also there are some subtle tweaks which are theme wise. So those who are using the operating system using keyboard navigation, those who are working with the keyboard for the navigation, they will know which element is active. Anyways, then just hit enter. Then from here, connect your online accounts. If you want to connect your Google account or Microsoft account or Nextcloud account, you can do that from here, but I'll just click here on skip. Now to help improve Ubuntu, you can send system information to Canonical. Now that's totally up to you. I'll just click here, no, don't send system data, and then I'll just click here on next. Now this is a privacy setting, whether you want the location services to be on or off. I will keep this one also as off and then just click on next. And also if you want to enable these settings later, you can do that later also. So for now I'll just keep it as off and I'll click here on next. Then these are the softwares which are available out of the box with your Ubuntu, so you can go ahead and use them. And if you want to see more softwares, then you can click here on Ubuntu software. You can click here, or you can click here also, show apps. Let's just click here. The software catalog is being downloaded. And if you want to explore the applications which you can download and install, you can do that from here. You can have a look all the applications which are available for you according to the categories. If you are into development, then you can click here on development, and the softwares which are related to development are going to be displayed here. You can see Android Studio, Bash language server, code, and many more. In the same way, you can look for different categories according to the software that you need. And also, if you want to see the software which are already installed, then you can click here on the installed tab, and then you can see these are the softwares or the applications which are already installed on Ubuntu. So these are going to be very basic utility softwares like terminal, text editors, Sudoku, Minds, Mahjong, then the compatible softwares for the MS Office files, and then we have Firefox. Anyways, you can then click on updates, and you can see the updates which are available for the softwares. If you want to update, you can click on update all, or you can just leave them for now. And here I'll just click on done. And some updates are available since Ubuntu 23.04 was released. Do you want to install it now? I'll do that later. So I'll just click here on remind me later. Now this Ubuntu 23.04 includes a new wallpaper, and if you click here on the quick settings, you can see that quick settings have changed also. Now we have sub settings also here. Like if you click on this arrow, the sub setting is going to open up, and also it comes with a small subtitle which displays the information about the setting. For example, if you are connected to any Bluetooth device, then the name of that device will be displayed here. And also, if you click here on this arrow, then all the devices which are ready to pair with your computer will be displayed here. But in case if you want to connect to a new device, then you will have to open the Bluetooth settings. Anyways, then let's just open this settings, and let's click here on displays, and coming under this resolution, I'm going to increase the resolution, and I will make it 1920, which is the full HD resolution. And then keep changes. Alright. Now you can observe that we are getting these scroll bars on both the side. This is because of the reason that we have this title bar as well as this menu bar on the top, because of which the available display for the virtual machine has been reduced, and hence we are getting this scroll bar. Now to fix this, we just have to click here on this full screen, and now the entire screen has been handed over to the virtual machine, and we don't have any kind of scroll bars. We have a perfectly full screen display. And also, if you want to hide this menu, then you can just click here. You can unpin this command bar. Alright, and whenever you need those options, you can just scroll or drag your pointer to here, the upside, and you can get back this menu bar or command bar. Alright, and if we scroll down more and click here on about, you can see that the name of the OS is Ubuntu 23.04, which is the latest version. OS type is 64-bit, and the GNOME version, which says not available, it should be 44, which is the latest GNOME version. Then you can check out these options one by one. You can click on appearance. From here, if you want, you can change the themes. You can make it light or dark. You can also change the wallpapers. If you click on Ubuntu desktop, then you can change the settings of the desktop. You can change the size of the icon. or the size of the icons on the dock. Then you can change the position of the icons. Now these are personal settings and they depend upon you what you want from your computer. And I will talk about all the new features that are available in Ubuntu 23.04 in a new video. So I hope you liked the video. So don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you in my next video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.